Do you struggle with your overwhelming Barbie doll clothing collection the way that I do? I have bins of clothes, especially this bin of dresses. I do need to go through this stuff. I do need to consolidate it. I do need to really choose what I like the most, what I actually would dress my dollies in. But I gotta figure out a new way to organize the stuff. I have been trying to build different kinds of closets and garment racks. It has been failing because, well, one example was I used these, what are these, coffee pod holders. I found them, I thought those looked so much like a garment rack. I really can only hold 4 items on that, which I don't really have a problem with that, especially if it's my new Barbie Basics black stuff. Like, it just so good. But clothing in general, Barbie clothing, because of gravity, because of Earth gravity, clothes don't fall the same in 1/6 scale as they do in the real world because they can't make the material thin enough. And when they do make the material thin enough, it's junk material. We want thicker material, but if it's thicker material, it's different than what the clothing would be like if it was scaled up to real life. So things fall strange like this. Like, look at that jacket. I mean, the sleeves on this one's pretty thin, sheer material that's falling pretty realistically. But this stuff I noticed, I put all of my Barbie Basics stuff on these things. I made sure that I bought lots of these coffee pod holders for these. They're pretty cool looking garment racks. They fit my style and everything. But I noticed the clothes were getting dusty. And then I thought about making other closets. Like, I did start building this closet, which it's a work in progress. I can't wait to finish this. I'm gonna have to do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it on camera per se, but I will. I've got examples of before and afters that I'll show you, but I'm going to be putting drawers on these, and it's going to be convertible to a kitchen closet. So I am excited about this new shelf. I had to put in some extra shelving into, but we'll talk about that some other day. Anyway, these segments weren't long enough for most of the clothes anyway, so I could put some t-shirts in this side and I could put bags, but this didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. Sure, I could knock one of these out and then I'd have room for maybe a shorter dress in here too, and I mean that's still an option, but it's not no, yeah, it's not. I gotta revisit that. But then I probably would have to put doors on it and stuff. So what I've decided, well, this helps me out a lot too, because I don't have a problem with my accessories. I love how I store my shoes and accessories in boxes like this, and I've got many boxes of sunglasses and other accessories and shoes and purses, as you saw there. But this is something else I tend to do. So this is the kind of thing that I think really works very, very well. But I also have a problem with collections and specific themed collections. Like, these are the Chinese mix and match packs, which are really special to me because I don't want to mix them up. I really loved those packs. They would put out this big assortment and it was all built to mix and match together, and I think that is awesome, which is kind of why I like the Barbie Basics so much. But everything just worked together and they put out 2 sets of these, and I have many videos on these, and some of the pieces were reversible and I thought that was so cool, and you could wear them in different ways, and I love this collection. So I don't like to split these things up, but I think I'm gonna have to split this stuff up. So I have like a bin of that where these are kind of my favorites, and I have favorites, and I have semi-favorites, and then Barbie Sweet Orchard Farm. Like these, I even put all the accessories and shoes in here too, because I don't want to split up the set. I just love everything together. I love the vintage patterns of this collection. And in Canada, unfortunately, we missed so much of the Sweet Orchard Farm stuff, but I absolutely loved I loved the look of it, and I loved the vintage patterns again. They were so cool. Aprons and the denim looked so good, and everything was. So I've separated that. But I think what I really have to do is even divide up these things, because sometimes I need a skirt, and then I can't look through all of the different entities like the BMR bucket, and this was the Barbie color reveal bucket until I don't know until what, but that's what I've been doing. But then I was thinking I could just choose I'm sure if I go through all of my stuff, the amount of skirts that I'm going to find that I like, hopefully, and I would make myself. This would hold a lot of skirts. Like, I don't know with dresses how it works. Or look, and then I even have this bin of where I put everything black and white and silver in here. So this was before, what was this before the first Barbie looks came out, and I was really excited for Barbie looks. Not as excited as Barbie Basics line. I should get rid of. This is another thought that goes through my head, is I should get rid of everything else and just dress my dollies in Barbie Basics, because that collection is phenomenal. Every single piece goes together with every other piece, and it's a little 2000X. It's not exactly my style, and I guess I have to talk about that in another video, and I probably will, but there's a couple pieces which I put together which were my dream pieces, and I don't know where to go from that. And I want to be a minimalist in real life. Like this, look how nice and minimalist this looks. It would be so great just to have this. Look, we've got room to grow and everything. We don't really have room to grow. I filled up 5 of these, but all of my dolls have on the Barbie Basics right now. But that's another video that I'm planning to do. I still haven't done the video where I'm mixing the black and whites. I still have my Barbie style 3-packs that I need to dress up. We might talk more about that in the end. So here's a bin, and this is something that I've been doing. Look, there's always stuff on top, and I'm sure you guys can relate to that, where even if you have it organized, but you might not have time to put the stuff back into the organization. So this is something that triggered what I see other people do. And I know a lot of people have their binders, and they put they get the different pockets. You can get you can get sheets, plastic sheets for different sized photographs and stuff. And I tried that. Like I keep a lot of paper paraphernalia, like my toy propaganda is what I call it, and I do put it in those paper sleeves, and I like doing that. But I tried doing it and the stuff's just sliding out all over the place, and I see it. But then I thought about these envelopes. There are plastic envelopes that have zippers on them. Some of them have snaps, therefore to put sheets in, and the ones that I like particularly had three binder holes in them. Now I might have seen other collectors mostly I see collectors use those photographic pockets, which the stuff just falls out. I also don't like how it might wrinkle them because they're being pressed so much. But something that I have been doing, first of all, with other toy collections that I have, where I might want to divide them within these bins, because I keep all of my toys in these bins. Here's some more, and I have them in all different sizes, but they're all from the same dollar store. They don't make them anymore, but luckily I'm getting rid of toys, and I have so many of them already. They stand on each other, so when the lid's on this, these two fit perfectly on top of it. And they come in a few different sizes, and like you saw that giant dress bin, there's ones that are really large, and they all nest together. And that's also, when we're speaking about organizing, that's one of my main real life and in toy form organization, is you want all your boxes to be the same, because if you have all your boxes the same, they stack perfectly. When you're moving and all your boxes are the same, you can fill that truck up and it looks beautiful, and that's all organized. And yeah, I find a favorite box and I get lots of those boxes and I use them. That really works out. But I mean, I freed up so many of these because I was downsizing my toys, and so I thought, why don't I get some, instead of getting a new solution But then I really wanted to try the binder thing. Okay, I keep going back. So what I started dividing up, this was my bin of favorite clothes, my newest favorite clothes. And something that I was noticing is that all of the new fashion packs I really liked, which it hasn't until the most recent 2-packs. I'm not really digging the most recent 2-packs, but I have wanted to get every single. I mean, some of them are dresses with frills and hearts on them, which I don't really like, but I kind of have to complete the whole full set. It's so important to me. But in this bin of favorites, I started dividing them up into little envelopes and then going through this like a card catalog. And I knew, within here, I would do the categories. Like, these are the budget dresses, which I'm a big fan of, so I put those all together. And then there's the and here's vintage clothes, which I don't. Yeah, there's something about vintage clothes. Unless it's brand new, like, I don't know, they get worn out, or they feel, maybe it's because they feel dirty to me or something, but I don't have the same joy in the dirty old clothes that I've thrifted, even though I've washed them. There's something about them that's not there. I don't know if they're not new enough. But then I put the WWE stuff that I like into a bag, and then here's skirts that I put into one of these bags. So I was looking on Amazon for all of the and the stuff that has to go back. So obviously, if you're like, that was okay. That was a good start. But there was all these little sleeves, the plastic sleeves that I was looking at and thinking, if it has a zipper, then the things aren't going to fall out and go all over the place. So I first thought I should look at the dollar store, because I can get things at discount. But I did look on Amazon. I looked at the prices. And binders are $5. I thought, I wasn't sure about that, but I looked at Walmart yesterday. I didn't know if to buy my binders from the dollar store. Usually, stuff is cheaper at the dollar store. Usually the quality isn't as good at the dollar store either. But I was looking. I knew that there were pencil cases that would go in there. I looked at all of my nearby places for pencil cases, because I did think about this too. I thought of this as a possibility. It's not as big, but that was something that I was noticing with the dimensions. They seem to be A4 size or something. I was worrying, because I have lots of experience putting plastic sheets into binders and organizing them. I thought about that, and then I thought about, don't buy anything new. You're trying to get rid of stuff. Let's use those, putting the skirts all in one bin, putting the t-shirts all in another bin, dividing that stuff up. But I thought, I really have to try this. Now, I think I ended up paying, I know I ended up paying more than I did than going online. But I got myself a couple binders, and I started taking, this is just out of one bucket. This was just out of one of these that I filled all of these so far with. But I didn't fill them so much. But I think I might be kind of liking this. It might be because this might be a happy accident that I didn't get the longer ones that can fit more in. It might be a happy accident that they're color coded, and normally I would have wanted them clear or in black or just simple. Maybe the color coding is a good thing. Maybe it's a happy accident that these pencil cases that I found, like I started to say, these were not available, because I was looking at all of the dollar stores that were around me. But I went to it's called Dollarama in Canada. But I was out in the outskirts looking for other toys, and I looked in the stationery section, the school supply section, and they had these translucent ones. And I started looking at there's so many of these Dollaramas that they're like across the street from each other. They're all over the place. There's hundreds of them throughout my city and the suburbs and stuff. So when I was deep within the suburbs, I did find them, and I started finding them in other colors. At the first store, I only found a handful, 5 or something, and they were in different colors. And I thought, but I bought every one that they had. And then I go to another store, and then I see, oh, there's black ones, and there's other ones. So I had to get some of every color, and then then I had to get 3 of each at least for the collection. So, but then I ended up getting more and more, and in the end, this did cost me more than just buying all of the envelopes from Amazon. Buying like a 30 pack of envelopes, it cost me more than that. But I think these probably fit in the binder better. I mean, maybe I'll try. I can always return the ones from Amazon too, but I kind of like that I can't fit too much into here. But so take a look at this. So this is another unpopular opinion with me, is that I love the color reveal skirts, and I think it started with these ones where the edges are all serged, and these little tiny A-line, I don't know, what do you call this, like pencil skirts. Those are my favorite. They fit so well, and I love the finished edges, and especially when it's done in a different color. Like this skirt is amazing, that they just fit. They're little tight fitting like 80s skirts. So I love collecting the color reveal just for those, but it's really expensive to buy. Those are like $25 just to get the skirt, so that's silly. But sometimes I have done this. So the first Cutie Reveal series had a really good selection. I mean, is that true? They're sparkly, they're cool. So I put those separately. I mean, I would probably connect these a little bit. There's this tie-dye series. Now this is kind of a dream. As much as, I mean, this is crazy tie-dye. You wouldn't think that would be something that I would be into because it's all rainbowy and the colors, but they're made like jersey wear, and they have their matching sets. Like there's a top and a bottom. Some are skirts, some are shorts, and then they have these matching skirts like the ones that I like so much from the normal color reveal. One's a short, there's 2 skirts in 2 different shapes. One's a pencil skirt, one's like this A-shaped skirt they're solids. That's what I really like. But the fact that you can mix the solid skirt with the set, or you can have a full body set, I love this collection. Like, I mean, I would want it to be basics instead. If this was a heather gray set, it would be a dream, which is why there is a Barbie basic set that was created with just 2 of the pieces that are the simplest, is what I like. And then when you put them together, they look like a jumpsuit or a dress, and they fit together so perfectly. So that's an example of favorites, which is why I had them separately. Here's some black and white series from the color reveal. So all of these skirts are just simple black and white. That's a great video on its own, matching these with the black tops. But I like to put them with my what do I call those? Creatable World white tank tops. The white and black tank tops that came with those sets are some of my favorite pieces for Barbie, because they're just they're basics. They're basic clothes that normal people would wear, like a simple white t-shirt or a simple black t-shirt. And here's a set of different ones that skirts that I've collected, that I think I got all of the. I don't think I bought this color reveal collection, but I have the full collection of skirts from that series. That sounded scary. I'm gonna make sure that when these are in here, I gotta make sure that they're nice and flat. So I'm putting down the edge of that. I mean, that could probably be useful too. When they're in here, you can like fold your stuff down and make sure it's flattening it. So it's like ironing it while it's packed away. That's why you don't want to pack too much in here, but maybe you do, and maybe it's okay for some things more than other things. But yeah, here, I see that the edges are curling up. So I think by curling the edges down and keeping it nice and flat and not keeping too much stuff in here. And then here's some other random color reveal skirts that I put in there from other sets. And then there's these sets, which I think are hideous, but at the same time they're matching sets, so I don't mind. Maybe Evelyn sent me these. Maybe I bought one of these. I really like them. That's why they're in here, but I mean, they're kind of too gaudy for me. But the fact that they match, and then you can wear like just a red skirt with this, and then this is like a vest It's very Chanel-y. They're like suits. So yeah, it's really hard. And there's some color reveal shorts, I guess, that I've either thrifted or collected or were given. I think this was a blind box one, if I'm not mistaken. So I just started it out, but look, you can see that there's not very much stuff in here. So I think I'm gonna have to like pull out some dresses and do it that way. And I'm gonna test this. So it might have been a kind of expensive test. Each one of these envelopes was $1.25 at the dollar store. The binder, I bought 2 of them so far, 50. It looks like it can fit. You don't want your binder looking like this though. I want my binder not to be squished too much. I don't know how realistically how much clothes I can fit in here, but I don't know. That's what it's going to be. Experiment. I have lots of other pouches. I got to do it for a while. I can't take too long making up my mind because these are old. I'm just finding the leftover remnants of when these might be 4 or 5 years old, but just some stores have some hidden underneath. And I was just scouring the school supply section and finding them hidden under other pencil cases and stuff, and that's how I was finding them at other stores. And then I settled on, you know what, I could, just so I could keep track and I could color code certain things. That's why I said, okay, get 3 of each color, because 3's such a great number. And so I got 3 of each color, and then I got all of the black ones that I could possibly find, because ideally I would want those. And initially when I found the first batch of them, I found mostly red ones. Red and pink ones. So I got a lot of red and pink ones because I thought that they were the only colors they made them in. And pink's kind of cool for Barbie. Like, if I could fill a binder with just pink ones. And then red's my favorite color, but black is the most easy. But maybe I just keep my Barbie basics in the black one, so I know, and I can look in the binder and I can know that all of the black and white stuff I keep in the black ones, and then I know. And I got these tabs up the top of the binder so I can just pull through it. So I'm gonna have to, this is just the initial video of me talking about what I found. 22 minutes. It's already longer than I thought. I can talk about my toys forever. You already know that if you've been on my channel. So that's just something that I'm working on. And we got lots of Barbie style clothes to try. I want to show you my collection of my latest favorite dolls and what they're wearing. That's a really cool video that I want to do. And I've already recorded, but I didn't want to put out another Barbie, what are they called? Mini brand fashion purse and shoes. And then I already recorded that video and you haven't seen it yet. And how many were? I think it was 11 of them, and I just bought 11 more because I can't help myself. And am I gonna get the final? I'm blowing. I'm giving away too much information. I won't spill any more information. But I thought I already jumped the shark with buying more of them, but apparently I didn't. And that's coming soon. All right, so I'm gonna organize these things. Maybe I'll make some more videos of going through the clothes and actually putting them in here. It would be really good to start with my favorite bin, and we can go through and we can talk about that stuff. And I can probably start just keeping skirts together. And then, I don't know, I think I'm going to have to break up my sets. Because even though I always think I'm finished talking, I want to keep these together because they are a set and they go together. But I really should just divide the pencil skirts. Like, I like how these fit. You put a little tight mini skirt with a big loose top, and it looks really, really cute. And all right, there's so much coming. Will I make a video every day? Maybe I will. But I gotta sell my toys too at the same time. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you real soon.